Hey, life groups. We come to our last life group for this session. Can you believe the holidays are upon us? And of course, my backdrop right here is my living room. And my wife, she decorates amazing, by the way. We love the fall time. It's such a wonderful time. We're praying for you guys that God just opens doors with friends, family, unsaved, to just really love them, minister to them as we break our life groups and we move into the holiday season. We just really are so grateful. Debbie and I know are so grateful and thankful for each and every one of you as a part of not only our church, but in this core group of our life groups. Those of you that some of you are also in the growth groups, and just growing together in the Lord, just seeking God, seeking His face. And I just think the message Sunday was really fitting kind of to finish us off with. Just this idea of the necessity of the gospel, because that's really what we want to move into this season with, is just a real sense of God. We want to share with people. Of course, Paul says, necessity lays upon me. Woe is me if I don't preach the gospel. And just kind of that idea of a sense of burden. Paul had this burden on his heart, not a burden, as we talked about on Sunday, that bummed him out by any means, that was overwhelming and just kind of a depressing thing, but really just a stirring, a passion within his life to see people won to Jesus Christ. Of course, his testimony was indeed so radical as some of ours is. And regardless of what our testimony is, people are perishing without Christ and they're going to hell. And we are the only ones that have the answer. And our world is just imploded. Our world is going crazy. And now more than any other time, we are ripe for revival because people are looking, they are searching, and they're not finding the answers. And unfortunately, they're not finding the answers in the traditional church. And so, we just want to live our lives in such a way that glorifies the Lord, that people really see Jesus and see the gospel lived out through us and hear the gospel shared through us. And so that's our prayer for you guys. And so tonight, as you guys gather and as you guys pray and as you guys think through the message, of course, we talked about His commandment. We talked about His power. Then we looked at our responsibility, our ministry, and just kind of worked through these different points as we kind of went down. Our motive, we saw, the fifth one, our motive, and then ultimately they're really our duty. And so I just pray as you guys kind of work through these tonight, I just pray that the Lord would really minister to you. And, one that really stands out to me, of course, I'm not going to re-preach the whole message to you, but one that really stands out to me is our ministry. Of course, taken from the passage on ambassadors of Christ, God reconciling the world to Himself, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, really verses 17. We didn't look at it through verse 21. We looked at verses 18 through 20. And just that idea that we are indeed ambassadors of Jesus Christ, is though God were pleading through us, we implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. And our ministry is a ministry of bringing people to the Lord, reconciling people to God. Of course, only Jesus is the great mediator. Jesus is the great reconciler. But, it's our ministry, as Jesus said, as a Father sent me, so now I send you. Our ministry is to bring people into right relationship with Him. And we are to, as I said, we're to lead people to Christ. We're not to be the reconciler, but we're to be the voice of God in their lives, that God loves them, that God cares for them, that God sent His Son to die for them, and that they need to be made right with God. And we are simply showing them the way. And what a joy it is to be able to do that. So we just really pray for you during this season. Of course, as we move into the Christmas season, it's all about Jesus, being born for this very purpose. I mean, it's at this point, our country's still celebrating Christmas, which is obviously the roots of Christmas, and the foundation of it is the birth of Jesus Christ, even though many people have forgotten that. But, so we just move into these holidays, Thanksgiving, the thought of just how thankful we are for all that God has done. Of course, the history of our nation, which, of course, people are trying to literally wipe out right now. But we can stand and we can celebrate. And I just want to give you a personal word. Don't not celebrate because of what the culture's done. Don't let it, if you would mess up your celebration of Thanksgiving and celebrating and standing for truth and standing for what our nation was built upon. Christmas, of worshiping the Lord and standing for that freedom to come together and worship the Lord. And so I just really encourage you guys and hope that you find just such opportunities to share the love of Jesus Christ and not to be ashamed of the gospel or ashamed of Christianity or ashamed of American roots, which are all built on Christianity. And we look forward to this Sunday. Of course, it's a holiday that is a dark holiday, a wicked holiday. But what it celebrates, which most people don't realize, nothing to do with Halloween at all. But it's the day that Martin Luther nailed the 95 Thesis on the Wittenberg Chapel and began the Reformation, October 31st. And this Sunday, I'll be doing a special message on the Reformation. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great time as we gather together. Lord bless you guys, and pray for your Halloween outreaches, and pray that we would go out and be a light in the midst of darkness.